All right, good morning. Today's conversation will be about leverage. Leverage, it's one word that everybody should be thinking all the time. Do you think about leverage in your business and in your job? This is how you're going to get rich, by leverage, not by hard work, smart work, and all this other stuff. Leverage is important. Now, I give you a different perspective. How come some people have 10,000 people working for them, factories, businesses, whatever, and some other people have none? They continue working in a factory. Well, because the people that work in a factory never understood the language of leverage. And it doesn't matter who you are, if you are the worker in the factory or if you are the boss of the factory. If you start looking life, work, a relationship, health, wealth, love, all these important things through the lens of leverage, your life may dramatically change. Now, here is example of leverage. Now, that's a tricky question. I want you to think about this question. Let's get back to that factory that I just gave example. How come some people have 10,000 workers or 5,000 workers, or 2 workers or 5 workers? Because all they think it's leverage. Now, many people will say, yeah, but these people are rich. They have the workers already working for them, or the company working for them, or the business working for them, or they have a good job. Well, in life, everybody starts almost at the same position. You are born, you don't know anything, then you have to grow up in your childhood, and life is not fair. Some people start a lot better than others. That's the reality. But the people that think about leverage all day long, they get faster in life, in any area of their life. Earl Nightingale, many years ago, said, "You become what you think all day long." Yeah, that's a good quote. You become what you think all day long. Now, I suggest to you, while I'm training the squirrel here, you see the squirrel is ready to be trained. I'm thinking of some leverage. I'm giving you an example. Here I need a salesperson. I have the squirrel in the terrace. She comes and I will turn her into leverage. I will not have to pay promotional model or salesperson to advertise some products. That is called leverage. Giving you this example, I hope you understand that the question for you, if you are not in a very well situated position, is to ask yourself, how can I use my current resources through the lens of leverage? Even if you have a shitty job, you can still apply leverage. Example, if you have to fix this door or the hinges or whatever, you can also think in terms of leverage. That would be how to do it as fast, as efficient, and in the best possible way, and that will only become by leverage. If you start fixing the door as a regular handyman, it will take 2 hours. Supposedly this door is not working properly. But if you think about leverage, you might not have to be fixing it at all. Now, let me give you an example. This door, it's a regular screen door, sliding door, and it doesn't work. Now, question, you don't have to be a handyman, you don't have to be a smart person. You already know what leverage you need. And that leverage in that case is here. You just pour a little bit WD-40 And here you need W40, which costs $2, and that door, by the law of physics, will start working very smoothly. Most of the people don't think like that. Most of the people think, oh, the door is not working, let me call somebody, let me replace the door, or whatever, the standard mind. If you think through the lens of leverage, all you need is a few drops here, here, and here, and you have a brand new door. The same thing in life. Now, leverage is the only instrument people get richer than others. There's a funny part in life that some people can do 10,000 things at the same time. Who can do that? Well, the owner of the factory that have 10,000 workers is actually doing 10,000 things at the same time. Believe it or not, the output of the boss of the factory, it is a combined effort of him and the 10,000 workers. There could be many levels of those workers. Of course, there are a bunch of people in the office, big managers, small managers, locations. 10,000 people organization, it's a pretty large thing. But through the lens of leverage, this is the output. The boss or the owner of a factory of 10,000 people or organization is using huge leverage. All he thinks all day long is how to get more leverage. In his mind is how to make 10,000 more people working for him, or 10,000 more people to be hired at the other side of the world. Let's say he want to open a new factory in China, outsource, that is also leverage. If he is in America, North America, where people are very expensive, he thinks leverage. And many corporations, they think leverage all day long. That's why they open all these factories. But let's take example of a mini company, 3-man company. One guy who is the owner of the company and 2 workers helpers. Well, the combined output for the owner is the added value that the workers input in the organization, this little 3-people organization. You understand? And in the eye of the viewer, it looks like that this owner is very successful. Well, he's not just successful himself, he's successful because he also have these 2 other people adding value to his organization, so his organization can produce more output. The output could be measured in time, in dollars, in value, in many different parameters. But the main concept here is leverage. Now, if you are 3-people organization, you have the owner has some leverage. He has applied some leverage into his organization. Instead of doing every operation himself, let's say this is I'll give you a garage that fixing cars. One guy fix 1 car per day, not too much leverage. Now that guy, one day he wake up and say, hey, wait a minute, let me hire some people, let me give some of the local people some jobs. This is how the owners see the marketplace. They don't think, oh, I need to, I need to hire the whole village. No, they don't have to hire the whole village. They look the world through the lens of leverage and say, hey, if I hire the whole village, the output of that organization production will be huge. How to do that? Now, that's called leverage in thinking. So you hire 3 people, now your output, it's 10 times more. When you hire 3 people, your output is not 3 times more, it's 10 times more, and sometimes 20 times more. In some industries, if you hire 1 programmer or 1 automating engineer, you can actually replace the labor of 500 people or 200 people. If a huge company, hire a CEO that would cost them $300,000 a year or $1 million per year, the leverage for the company is huge, because if this is the right CEO and if he looks the world through the lens of leverage, he will do a few little steps, a few tweaks, a few changes in the organization, and that could bring to X amounts of output, sometimes 10, sometimes 20, sometimes 300, sometimes thousands. And that is through the leverage. Now, some people will say, oh, I never thought of that. And you should. To make this video good for you, I would ask you this following questions, bunch of questions. I would suggest to you to put them on a piece of paper, put them in your pocket, carry them around, and every time you have nothing to do, just open this piece of paper and look at any situation and in the entire world through these lenses, through these questions. If you have a job, you can ask the question, what is my leverage at that current moment, and what could be another leverage? What kind of instruments I can use to be more efficient at my job? That is also leverage. The way you do the job itself, you can apply the leverage lens, and then you can say, in which way I can do this little activity the most efficient way. What kind of tools and instruments? Where is the leverage? You can always ask yourself this question: where is the leverage on anything in your life? If you have personal problems or personal relationship problem, you can look for leverage there. The leverage may appear in something that it's in personal life or in personal relationship. The leverage could be just a few words or lack of few words. When people get in dramatic situation, then when they start fighting, when they start arguing, a leverage could be one of the sides just shut up and listen to the other party and understand their needs, wants, desires, and make some decent calculation in their mind, and that is also leverage. So if you are in business, if you are in life, if you have a job or whatever problems you have, if you keep this in mind, you can get ahead of the rest of the world a lot faster. Once again, one business wise man once said, nobody ever get ahead in life unless they use some leverage. Who said that? Archimedes said that? Or somebody said that? Give me long enough lever and I can move the earth. Yeah, and that's true. It's just physics. That's it. I wish you well. I wish you good day. And keep this in mind. Leverage is one thing that can make a lot for you. Out of thin air, almost out of thin air.